What is up, crypto legends? How is everybody doing? Hope you're doing fantastic. Coming into the weekend today, Friday. Hope you have a fantastic weekend, guys. Let's analyze all together what is going on here with this pennant that we are forming here for Bitcoin. Are we going to break to the upside or to the downside? How is everybody doing, guys? Smash up the like button on your way in. Incredible way to support the channel, of course. Smash it up, guys. Of course, we are doing that Trezor giveaway. I'm going to have to put, the 1,000 likes to maybe 500 likes. I know we can do 500 likes, but I want to keep it difficult for you guys, okay? So if we do get to 1,000 likes, let's leave it 800 likes. 800 likes, I want to give a Trezor to the community. 800 likes, you comment down below, and there is a Trezor hardware wallet giveaway, okay? You need to comment after the live stream. Let's put a little bit of music on here, and let's analyze the situation all together. I want to go first through the comment section and say hello to my beautiful community. How's everybody doing? Let me know if the audio is good. Are you bearish? Are you bullish on Bitcoin? Was this the top? Are we going to get a massive corrective move in the coming days? I can see already in the comment section, 24K is next. Oh my goodness. Do you think so? Do you reckon? Well, there is a scenario here that this is, a possibility of a B wave, okay? A B flat corrective wave. We are just about to enter the C wave right now in the coming weeks. That will be extremely bearish, right? A bit too hypey. I want to talk about the fear and greed index as well, guys. Very greedy. People are feeling greedy. The hype is real. Last time this year, we were at 60, 70 in the greed zone. Guess what happened, guys? Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened the last time this year that we were in the 60, 70 zone in the fear and greed index, guys? I'm going to let you know the latest one here was in April, okay? April right over here of 2023. We were just about hitting 70. We were at 69 in the fear and greed index. And also here back in June, July, we were at 65. What happened when we were at 60, 70 in fear and greed index this year? Well, that was the moment that the price of Bitcoin did get a corrective move. We were at 69 in the fear and greed index right over here, and here at 65. We are currently at 70 on the fear and greed index, guys. Is this bad news? Are we on the verge of getting a major corrective move? Is the hype and the greed finished? The institutions have bought Bitcoin here at the low $25,000 ranges and was ready here to make a 30-40% profit, and they are going to dump on us, guys. Is this a possibility? Well, taking a look at the fear and greed index, we can see it's definitely a possibility, right? Feeling greedy. The market is feeling greedy with this pump here the last couple of weeks, and it's definitely a possibility, guys, okay? It's definitely a possibility. Let's leave it that way. So let's go right away through the comment section and also analyze this situation. Are we going to manage to break this kind of pennant symmetrical triangle to the upside, or is it going to be bearish? Are we going to break it down, guys? It looked like that we were going to have a chance in trying to break out the resistance here from this pennant. However, we are getting resistance at a huge major level. Why is this resistance? Why are we rejecting? Well, apart from the S&P 500 is getting a significant drop, okay, today. Well, between yesterday and today, we're just about to hit that point of control, that level that we talked about for getting a bounce, okay? This zone here of the $4,140 is 40 points, sorry, is just about to get a bounce. We're just about here hitting the point of control from the entire range on the S&P 500. It's been a bit bearish the last few days. And, Bitcoin has been surviving pretty good. Getting a bit of a correction here. Is Bitcoin going to break out the resistance from this symmetrical triangle pattern formation that we have been forming in between yesterday and today, guys? Let me know in the comment section. Are we breaking up, or is this breaking down? We are going to talk about, wherever it goes, the possible next trading opportunities, of course, to the upside. What are the resistance levels? Where is the price going to get a rejection? Where is the highest probability for a rejection? Where is the highest probability for a bounce? Is it going to be a successful breakout? We're going to teach here how we can actually, realize if it is going to be a successful breakout or not, and how we can trade it. Of course, I want to talk about trading setup that was mentioned today in the Legends community. We talk about several plans, of course. We talk about higher time frame plans as well. We talk about plans over here. We talk about plans over here. We talk about plans internally here as well. And of course, we had to take a look at a scalping opportunity inside this range that we formed in between yesterday and today. Very, very boring range here. You can see here I do have some horizontal levels, and you might think to yourself, hey, what are these lines that you got on the chart? Can you please explain them? What are they? Absolutely, yes. Well, here we do have the daily open and the daily previous day point of control, basically, where we have been getting serious resistance today, as you can see on the chart, not managing to get above. We are continuing the lower highs here on the structure, okay? Keeping it easy, simple, technical analysis. We are in a kind of downtrend here during the last couple of days. We are creating lower highs. The price is dropping from this point, not managing to get above this resistance zone. Would have this been a good shorting opportunity? Yes, but however, you are forming higher lows right over here on the chart, as you can see. So there is a possibility of this breaking to the upside still. Now, there was one trading setup that we talked about here inside of this range. Of course, we talk about different plans in the Legends community. We want to be ready for scenarios here, scenarios here, scenarios here, and scenarios here. We have several plans just in case the first plan doesn't work out, right? Or the price action doesn't do what we want it to do. Then obviously we're taking a look at the next plan, right? This is what we need to have. We need to have several trading plans during the day and just wait patiently with some alerts on the chart to get into that opportunity, to get into that plan, right? Trading is all based on planning. I did manage to get into this small little pump here that we had just a couple of hours ago. I entered a little bit late, got to be honest. I didn't get the perfect entry. But overall, closed all of the position here already at this resistance because I am scalping and I want my 1% profit for the day. Apparently, I almost got to the 1% profit, just hit here, 0.98 profit. 4.43% profit during the last 7 days. My goal is to make at least 5% profit in the week. 1% daily if I can. I'm just 0.02% away and making that daily profit that I want. Now, let me explain here this trading setup, guys. It's all about being patient, waiting for the levels and waiting basically for our trading plan and having good risk management. Now, what we talked about here in the Legends community early this morning was this trading setup, guys, okay? Which was basically, we were analyzing the situation. Hey, we are creating lower highs. However, we are creating higher lows, and we could be forming a kind of a very dodgy inverted head and shoulder or forming this symmetrical pattern. Now, that level that we were looking for here is, hey, we can possibly test this low in the middle of the range. Obviously, we've got higher levels here of potential trading setups, okay? Of course, we talked about this level saying, hey, I don't want to bore you today because we might just going to be ranging $200 or so, and you might be waiting for an opportunity, right? Hey, I want to trade. Me too. We're looking for scalps. We're looking for these zones. And as you can see here, this very nicely respected. We came down here to this level beneath $34,000 and managed to get that wick, as you can see, and have that move back to the resistance level. That was the trading plan. This is basically this price action right over here. Bang, failed to break out from this level. Sniper long position, stop loss in place. We get the rally here beautifully. Where to? The resistance zone. This is a take profit zone, whether you want to take 50%, 70%, or close it all like I did, right? Basically here, closing at the previous day, point of control, and the daily open. Keeping it simple, keeping it technical. We have the daily open right there at the $34,190, okay, and also the point of control from yesterday, big resistance level. We have been rejecting the entire day from this level. It looks like we're struggling to break, to have that attempt in breaking out. So we're probably just going to roll down from here, from that symmetrical triangle. So, yeah, big rejection from this point, unfortunately. So we could have some attempts in coming down to the lows right now. So we're going to analyze the situation. right away, guys, what is the next trading plan that we can see here on this live stream? That's why you're here, right? You want to know about, I don't know if we're going to go to 40K. I don't know if we're going to go to 24K. I'm trading the ranges. I'm looking for a 1% profit per day. If I don't get into any opportunity, then obviously we'll get 1% tomorrow. Overall, trying to achieve that 5% profit during the week, which is, I'm almost there for the weekly profit at 5%. So let's go right away with the next trading plan, because I am happy. I didn't reach 1%, almost 0.98%, but I would be happy to close the day today. I will not get into another trade unless it's extremely highly probable. The market is here to take the money off you, not to give you money, right? So now we're having the rejection. Yeah, no doubt, okay, that we do have this kind of symmetrical triangle when we do take a look at the Coinbase chart here, just to keep it simple, no lines on the chart. It is going to get squeezed here, okay, during the next 24 hours, right? Not even that. Yeah, during the next 5 to 6 hours potentially, we're likely going to break out from this zone. Will it be a fake out, guys, or will it be a successful breakout? Well, we're going to analyze the situation here all together, because we'll be talking about what are the possibilities of a successful breakout to the upside or to the downside. What are the targets? What if it is a fake out? How can we recognize if it is a fake out? That is going to be talked about right away, guys. In this stream, I'm going to go through the comment section, guys. Remember, the platform that I am using right now for my scalping is MEXC. Absolutely loving this platform. It has the lowest fees out there. So if you're scalping just $100, $200 moves, it's a great option, okay? I'm currently been using it here for the last few weeks, and I'm absolutely loving it, guys. This platform is really good for scalping. Of course, other platforms are great. I'm not saying they're not, but more for day trading and swing trading, okay? Because the fees can be relatively expensive. You got $20,000 worth of bonus on MEXC, guys, with the link down below. It is a deposit bonus. Check it out, guys. Great bonus to take advantage. There's still 10 days to claim this bonus, all right? This bonus is given depending on what you deposit and how much volume you are trading. They're going to airdrop those bonuses directly as soon as you get the, basically the trading volume that they want. Okay, you have the graph here with the trading volume to get that bonus. This pays for fees and for losses, which is absolutely great. So diving in through the comment section, first of all, guys, it's another way to support the channel. This is why we talk about MEXC, right? We talk about the different affiliate links. It's a way to support the channel. It's a way for you to trade in one of the platforms that I am using, right, that I'm absolutely loving. So diving right away. Volume is good. Yo, Andy, TA Guru, I hope you're doing great. Glad to catch this live. Hey, Salim, me too. Glad that you're here. I know you're an incredible supporter. Let's talk about pure technical analysis. Let's try and get one scalp day trade opportunity, even though if the move is just $100, it doesn't matter. Let's talk about those levels where we can step into a trade, right, with very good risk management and scratch a few dollars out of the market, right? Whether that is, a few hundred or maybe $10 or maybe $1,000, it doesn't really matter. It's a high liquid market. So, you choose how much you can risk here. Good morning, everyone. Kami, how are you doing? Andy, it's 10 a.m. Where are you? It is actually 4 p.m. here, just 4:15. Central European time in Spain. Smash the like button on your way in. Cryptic Sniper, hello. Love from Florida. Andy, appreciate you so much. Watching the dollar closely. Seems to be struggling at the moment. Yeah, the dollar, it did seem like that the dollar wanted to have a possible break here of this range. However, we are getting a little bit of a bounce right now from lower high resistance. Could it bounce from here and go to higher levels? Absolutely. But yeah, it looks like it's struggling. If we were to get this breakdown on the dollar index, it could give a little bit of steam for Bitcoin to actually break the resistance, right, from this symmetrical triangle. We're not looking too good. We're coming down here to the base. We want to know the technicals. Hey, where's the next trading opportunity? You are a TA guru. Talk about the next opportunity. Simple today. Today was simple. We had this trading opportunity. Bang, bang. Obviously, this is a take profit zone. And the reason why, hey, come on, it's the daily open and the point of control. This has been resistance. I would have loved the price to go up here and smash here this lower high resistance, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So if you don't know if it's going to happen and you are in a long position and you know it's resistance, guess what you need to do? You need to lock those profits, baby. So right away, Andy, my main man, what's up? Market M, how you? Hello. Jane Wood, I got my auntie here. Yes, giving me support. Family always supporting, like always. Alex, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. John, hey Andy, can you check ADA, please? Absolutely. Today, I want to take a look at a lot of altcoins for the community. Right, let's take a look at ADA. I want to take a look at Bitcoin, though, for sure. You know, we need to talk about Bitcoin. It's the market that I trade. It's the market that I do 95% of my trading, okay? I'm thinking about getting back to S&P 500, but I just need one market, okay? I just need one scalp, one day trade, you know, in the day for Bitcoin, and that's it, you know, and then tomorrow's another day. And, you know, if you're in profit, why trade? You know, you might get stopped out. You might, you know the deal. But overall, let's do some analysis here, of course, for ADA. Very low volume on this movement up on ADA. And what can we talk about? It had a beautiful back test of this swing failure pattern, basically. So let me just draw here what happened, of course, from the low created in January. Right there, we had the swing failure pattern, bang, really nice. High volume at the low. This means, you know, when you have a high volume at a very low of a range, it could be a reversal sign. And this is what happened basically during June, July. We had a massive spike here to the upside after testing those lows. So what is happening currently is, you know, we did back test this range in between September and October. As you can see, back testing the level after the swing failure pattern, boom, and trying to get a recovery. It does look like it wants to try and go to higher levels. However, we are creating, you know, some aggressive lower highs. This might just be a small little pump in the hype and it's going to start rolling down. So taking a look here at the VPVR here on, we're going to have a high volume node here very, very soon from the last year trading here, as you can see, around about the 31 cents here for ADA. So yeah, if we do get another pump, we need to analyze the situation at this level because it might just create another lower high here and then come back down and test the lows, right? We're kind of testing the lows and creating lower highs. So we want to be careful, guys. We don't want to be too excited with the pumps that are happening with the altcoins. We need to realize the context, which is overall quite bearish. So if we do get that pump here to the point of control, which is at 31 cents, 32 cents, we need to analyze that situation. You know, it might get rejected. It might be a level where, you know, it's going to struggle very much. We have the 50% and the 618, okay, outside the point of control range. Definitely a zone where we could get a pullback here on ADA, keeping it simple with Fibonacci, point of control, the overall structure, which is lower highs. We need to be a little bit cautious here. It's a very small little pump, okay, that we've had during the last week on ADA. Nothing to be extremely excited. Of course, could we rally and have massive steam here? Then obviously, yeah, absolutely. If we do manage to flip here, this point of control level, a proven level of support, smash through the Fibonacci levels from this pivot high to the pivot low with intense volume, then we could expect higher levels for ADA to come and test these highs over here at 38 cents. Okay, we just need that explosive breakout, right? If it is explosive, we could expect higher above the point of control here from the last few months. Now, let's go right away through the comment section. Not much to talk about ADA here. Just a brief, you know, easy analysis. Sorry guys, feeling thirsty. Throat is drying up. Let's go and continue through the comment section. We're over 300 people watching, guys. It doesn't take anything from you, right? I'm analyzing the markets every day, busy with the legends, busy with YouTube, busy with other business. Then, you know, I just need a little bit of your support by smashing up the like button, guys. If you enjoy the content, if you enjoy, you know, what we have been talking about in the legends, what we have been talking about, you know, what are the major levels to basically take advantage of, you know, of Bitcoin, right? To scratch a few dollars. This music reminds me of the good old days playing on the C64 and Amiga. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice chilled music. Philip, how are you doing? Pac-Man, thank you very much for joining the stream. What's up? How are you doing? We also have Mark Dutch here in the comment section. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining. We got here one of the strongest moderators. Where's Rene Montenegro? Mr. Epic Crash Imminent. Yes, we are, the biggest bear in the community, which is Rene Montenegro, being extremely bearish here for months and months. Greetings, Andy the Goat. Rising wedge on the 1 hourly time frame. 1 hourly time frame rising wedge. Rising wedge on the 1 hourly time frame. Depending on what exchange you're looking at, okay, there's a bit of difference of price action here, but yeah, could you arguably discuss it's a rising wedge? Well, we need a higher high right there. You could arguably discuss that this is an ascending triangle, right? You kind of still forming higher lows, still holding. Depending if you take a look at this on the Bybit chart as well, you're still creating higher lows, no doubt. Still higher lows here in this structure. Now, will the lows of the zone be claimed? Something that we need to expect, guys, is a possible bounce if we do come down to these lows. Let's talk about higher time frame zones. Then we go internally here to take a look at the possible next opportunities. But overall, there are some disturbing lows here from this massive pump that we had on the 24th of October. We have this low over here and this low over here. So they're important levels. They're lows from the range. We created this nice range here for the last 3 days. So it's important to have these lows, marked up on the chart, right? This low over here, very interesting. The low here at $32,500. That's still very much far away, but the price of Bitcoin can move $1,000, $2,000 very quickly, as you can see here. So we just need to be ready. We need to be ready. And what is disturbing about this low over here, we like to claim liquidity, right? You can see this high, for example, bang. On the 1 hourly time frame, we did create that swing failure pattern. Of course, we had another wick to the upside, but overall rejecting from the zone and then having the corrective move. So if we were to suddenly break down from here, right, going to the $33,200 range where we have this low, it's a clear liquidity zone, right? People that are long, people that are bullish are likely to have some of their stop losses here at this range. So it's a classic move for Bitcoin, right? Do a kind of a move down, very scary, and then get an epic bounce. Something that we need to be prepared for, right? For a liquidity grab and a really nice bounce. So let's take a look at Fibonacci. Where from? Well, basically from the lowest point of the pump. So we had this massive pump rise to 35,700 on the Bybit chart and then a retracement down. The lowest point right there is where we're going to take a look at Fibonacci to the highest point, which is this one right over here. Okay, that's the highest point, at least on Bybit. When we do take a look at this Fibonacci from this pivot low to the pivot high, the 7/8 Fibonacci hasn't been tested. We almost tested it here, but it hasn't been tested. So that gives us a Fibonacci level in confluence with the liquidity grab from this low created on the 24th of October. It's a level that I would set some alerts at this zone as we're moving down to be ready for a reaction, meaning that you could hit that low, bang, get an instant reaction and pump a few $100 where you can actually scratch some dollars from the market, right? Keeping it simple, Fibonacci liquidity grabs, highs and lows, very much a scenario that could happen. So that is a low, that is a level that I am very much interested in, all right? Slightly higher time frame levels. Let's get some other plans. Now we're currently dropping from this zone. Let's take a look at some possible support levels where we could bounce here on Bitcoin. Let's zoom in here on the lower time frames. Not looking great, not looking great. We are currently dropping at the moment. As we have already, right? This is kind of, we've tested these highs. As you can see, bang. I think we are likely going to come down to this low. Could we backtest this level and bounce? It's possible, but as we've created this movement down right over here, I think that this low has a high chance in being hit. Could we do this? Bang, hit this low and then get a bounce. We're still very much in a large range. This is what the price of Bitcoin does. Claim some highs, reverse. claim some lows, reverse, right? In this case, it did not claim this high, it reversed, but it claimed this low over here. This is the long setup that we talked about in the Legends community, to come back up basically to the highs and have an attempt to break out. However, we failed miserably. So currently getting a bit of a reaction here from this back test of the swing failure pattern level. A little bit risky in my opinion, having this low over here. I would prefer this low to be taken. As we've claimed this high over here, you know, it just makes total sense that we could claim this low. However, looking at the Coinbase chart, we are just sitting at the support from higher lows. As you can see here, we actually still have a few dollars to the downside. So that is the question. As we do claim this low, could we get a bounce? We're coming down right now. We got the previous day value area low at 33,879. So let's take a look at the session volume profile. That is where we do have the previous day value area low. We're just about to come and hit it right there. Oof, that was, I mean, a quick little reaction. Quick little reaction. Volume is a bit intense, not much. Is it worth a possible long scalp here? We haven't got any levels to take a look at. Fibonacci, we got this one, pivot low, it's this pivot high, 7-8 Fibonacci. Yeah, I mean, it is a quick little bounce. Yeah, it's just there. It's a bit of a falling knife. Getting a bit of a reaction. Volume is kicking in a little bit. I mean, it would be a quick long stop loss here at the lows. Not much to expect here from this. Just a quick little bounce. Quick little bounce here from the 618. Not just it's an acceptable scalp. I mean, this is support. I mean, if we start dancing around from that level, yeah, I would. Yeah. Should get a small little bounce of $100 or so from that level. Not looking great, not looking great. We should get the reaction, should get the bounce. I mean, we are sitting at the support here from this symmetrical triangle. Now, this is the moment where we have covered 70% of this pattern. You know, it could break down. Small little squeezed stop beneath the low. Yeah, it's probably going to push down. Yeah, it's pushing down. Yeah, it's holding. It would just be for a quick little bounce. Anyway, that's you know, if we were to break down here from this level, then obviously what we are looking at is looking at the lows here from this range. And if we do break out with high volume, all of this zone will be resistance. The previous day value area low will be resistance. So if we were to get a successful move down here with high volume, of course, we could be expecting a bounce from the lows here of this range and a back test of this zone. It would have to be with high volume to have a quick bounce and a quick move here to the downside. Very squeezed zone here because, you know, we got this low over here. Yeah, the bounce it is happening. It's not much of a bounce. Currently $50. VWAP is pretty far away. VWAP is all the way up here. Yeah, I would be defensive on this long position if entered. with this bounce and just be prepared to take some profits, because it's a very small trade. It's a scalp basically, but very much recognizing the level of support. You know, previous day value area low, holding very nicely right there, and the 7/8 Fibonacci from this pivot low. The reason why we're not taking a look at Fibonacci from this pivot low to this pivot high, because we've sliced through all of the Fibonacci levels here with this price action very early this morning. Yeah, if that long was entered, then obviously I would protect position. It's already pumped over $100, so it's a pretty decent scalp. I mean, we are at the support, so yeah, you know, look at this. We've managed to claim that low, getting a bit of a bounce. You know, we could have entered at the lowest level possible, such as the previous day value area low and the 7/8 Fibonacci. You know, recognizing, you know, from this pivot low to this pivot high, that 7/8 Fibonacci with the previous day value area low, holding here like a boss, getting this bounce. That's it. That's all you need. $100 pumped here, in and out, high leverage, small little stop loss beneath the low. There you have it. So entry point here as you're recovering from 7/8, as you're recovering from the value area low. You know, currently is pumping pretty nicely, pumping over $100. Heading to the VWAP, heading to the VWAP. VWAP would be an obvious take profit zone. I would ultimately close most of the position at the VWAP. This value area low is not valid as it is today's. It's still forming. So this is not a value area low to count as resistance. But yeah, I would lock those profits as a scalp. You know, I'm happy with, you know, this is already a 3-to-1 risk to reward, 2-to-1 risk to reward, depending on your entry. You know, obviously when I say to the community, hey, if you're making 2 times your stop loss, you know, lock in those gains. It's already a high risk to reward. So could we recover from here? Yeah, the reason why we could recover is because we are at the support of this symmetrical triangle. So could we head up to the highs? I mean, if you want to leave a little bit position open and protected, you know, you're running a free trade. Yeah, it looks the only thing disturbing about this, I mean, this is obviously a reversal kind of scenario, kind of an inverted head and shoulder, very choppy, of course, at the end. You know, you're forming kind of 2 shoulders, 2-3 right shoulders, ending up in a symmetrical triangle. You know, the bearish thing about this is that you are coming from a downtrend, right? And when you form these kind of bearish these pennants, they are bearish when you're coming from a downtrend. So overall, you know, I would take that as a quick little scalp in and out. And, you know, the best platform to do so with those $100 moves, you know, if you're trying to do this on any other exchanges, the fees can get pretty aggressive and they'll probably take 30% of your profits. This on MEXC does not happen, guys. This is the good thing about MEXC when you want to do these small little scalps, which are really technical, as you can see here on the chart that's provided here on the live stream, right? So, I mean, you know, MEXC is definitely an option, guys, for the scalps. If you are willing to trade these kind of setups that I've just talked about today on the stream, based on Fibonacci, based on previous value levels, you know, there's just small little movements. You know, sometimes they cannot be, you know, they're probably not worth it unless you're looking for higher targets here on the chart. If you're not looking for higher targets on the chart on other exchanges, you know, you get eaten up by fees here just by $100 move. But yeah, thanks to MEXC, well, you get to keep, you know, almost 100% of the profits, right? I would say it's 95% or so. And they don't steal you 20% or 30% of profits, guys. MEXC, way to go if you are willing to scalp and trade, you know, basically scalp, right, in a matter of minutes. Got a great bonus down below, guys, if you want to trade these kind of setups that I mentioned on the live stream. You know, it's the best option. The Legends community absolutely loving MEXC. And yeah, epic crash imminent. Yes, sir. Ascending flag. I think we will break out first. Break to the upside. Very possible. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. Hey bro, love from Pakistan. Hey Usman, how are you doing? Thanks for joining the live stream. What's up, brother? Trader Mark, hello. Andy doesn't sound Spanish. No, yeah, but I am. It's my first language. Morning from fabulous Peach State. Anup, how are you doing? Crypto vibes. Keep laughing at Lunk. That missed the perfect long trade on Bitcoin. Okay. Great advice. No advice. No financial advice here on the channel. Just looking at technical analysis and levels that can be respected to basically and have very good risk management as always. Always good risk management. This would have ended up in a drop, then bang, stopped out here at a minor loss. It is what it is. But overall, this pump has already made, 2 to 3 risk to reward. If you want to keep 20% or 30% open, protected, this actually could get a pretty decent recovery and attempt to break the highs. And if it does, then obviously, with that 20, 30%, whatever that you're holding, you could be in a pretty epic trade long position. So much love from Boston. Maz, how are you doing? What do you think about the BTC dominance? Maz, we can take a look at that right away. Why not? BTC dominance, small little scalp here on the live stream. And I think that could be it. You only need one trade in the day, right? Depending on how much you're risking. But, whether that is a $10 profit, $100 profit, or $1,000 profit, or $10,000 profit, right? If you have, millions in your trading account. Well, obviously that is already good. Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is on the way to go higher. On the way to go higher. Absolutely. It's on the way to go to higher levels. My target here for the Bitcoin dominance would be 58%. It's pretty clear for me that we have broken this proven resistance zone, right? Keeping it basic with support and resistance levels. We got rejected from this level, broke it here. It seems like we have a free way on the Bitcoin dominance. I think people are more interested, right, in Bitcoin with the hype, Hey, Bitcoin is the one that is pumping, the Bitcoin's the one that is going to go to higher levels in the coming months. So we eat spot Bitcoin ETF, rest of it. I think there's a little bit of, more dominance on Bitcoin to come in the next coming weeks. Overall, that will be the best moment to start scooping up some altcoins. If the Bitcoin dominance does reach 58 to 60%, that will be the point, guys, where it's going to be all in on altcoins. Not all in, but definitely I would allocate. I would even potentially sell some of my Bitcoin to allocate into some altcoins, some good projects such as Chainlink and some other more low cap risky ones. Obviously not putting much, 1% of my portfolio or so. Very, very small amounts, because if it turns out good, then you're making huge gains. If it turns out bad, well, it's 1% of my, of the portfolio, right? It doesn't really matter. Bitcoin will recover those losses in the next coming years. But we obviously need to speculate onto some altcoins, guys, especially as the Bitcoin dominance is rising. You don't want to be buying altcoins when the dominance is already in a massive corrective move, because that is when the altcoin season is happening, right? As long as the altcoins bleed and bleed more is where you want to start, me personally, aggressively buying more altcoins as we go up. There will be a topping point in the coming months on the rise of the Bitcoin dominance. No doubt that this will top out at some point and start correcting in the next coming months or by next year, right? So yeah, higher for me on the Bitcoin dominance for the next coming weeks. Right. Let's get it. Thanks, Legends. Froth Dog Billionaire. How are you doing? Short taken at 34,151. Salim. Very nice. 34,000. Very, very good. That was a pretty good short entry. Because what formed here was a kind of a pennant, a kind of a small little symmetrical triangle on the 1 minute time frame. If you want to speculate that this is, a breakdown, obviously, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad decision. As long as you manage your risk very well, if you can trade a short position here based on what you're saying here in the comment section, you could arguably discuss, obviously, yeah, it is rejecting very nicely from the daily open and the previous day point of control. And you're looking for that leg down to test the lows here, for example, which would be a take profit zone. You could hold some of that position. It's always good to hold some of the position, but always good to take profits at support and resistance, depending on your strategy, of course. But hey, if this were to be a successful breakout, we have a pretty intense projected move, right? It would be kind of the width here of this symmetrical triangle, or bearish pennant, if you wish. Could take us down to that $32,250, which would be exactly where this low is. If we get a solid breakdown with high volume, it will likely continue down. So you might get a quick little SFP from the lows here, bang. But if it's high volume, I would expect this to be a lower high. But we need that high intense volume breaking down. As long as we at the support of this pennant, this has probability. This does have high probability and having a rise of it again to test the highs. So yeah, shorting right here is like speculating that the breakdown is going to happen. The only problem with here is that you're shorting at the exact support, and you know, where's your stop loss? You know, you don't really know how big the bounce can be, right? You can be underwater here if you're not putting any stop losses, just speculating that it is going to break down. Depending on your strategy, if it is going to be a swing trade or a day trade, right? But the target zones can be to the lows of this range, right? Coming down all the way down to this low over here. So this is kind of the pennant that's forming right now, holding by a thread from the support. Yeah, there could be a breakdown here. It's kind of about time, because we've covered over 70% of the pattern. 70% of the pattern has been covered, and we are looking for a breakout or breakdown here in the next coming hours. So the width here, you know, if we were to break down the width here of this kind of pennant, the projection move from the breakout, depending on where we break out, you know, is exactly at these lows. So yeah, that would be the target zone. That would be the target zone here. If we do get this level hit, it's going to be very interesting for that bounce that I mentioned before, guys. Just have a plan, have those plans, check the reaction. If you're getting a small reaction, obviously you would want to short this as well, but I would wait for a retracement, wait for the solid breakdown, and then on those quick retracements, it's just likely going to fall down here to the 32,200. You know, this is the main reason this is not a good short where we're currently at, guys, is because we are at support. I would prefer rushing into a trade on the breakdown, on those small little retracement. Use volume strategy, right? Whoever's not aware about volume strategy is basically getting that breakdown on the lower time frames, okay? Getting that breakdown, boom, with high volume, and then obviously looking for the resistance level, such as the previous day value area low. If you break down from the low created with high volume, bang, you got another volume strategy till you actually come down here to the 32,200 range. So there's going to be small little scales here on the 1 minute time frame. There's beautiful scalping opportunities as soon as you break, you know, a zone like this. But I need it to be broken. I'm not speculating in a short here because we are at support. It would just be, you know, I'm very much aware of this, recovering to come back to the highs. Just the long setup that was mentioned just, you know, 10 minutes ago. Quick little scalp. Definitely worth it. If you want to take it as a day trade, we're getting at the end of the pattern here, guys. You know, it's just like, breakdown, a breakout is imminent, right, in the next couple of hours. So for the moment, we are at the support, so we just need to be aware that it could break down. Unless you can get into a long at the lowest level possible and manage risk. You know, the setup that I talked about was a scalp, right? It's like getting in and stop loss at the low. You know, just put your stop loss beneath the low and just look for that scalp. Look for that $100 bounce, right? That was basically it. Previous day value area low holding very nicely. So it was like, you know, get in, stop loss here. Small little squeeze stop loss. It is risky, of course. Scalping is not easy. You can get stopped out, you know, with the small volatility that you have. But when they do happen, obviously you're making that 2-3 to 1 risk to reward on extreme lower time frames. It's a trade that is basically minutes. Thanks for joining the stream, Racing Pixel. Long time no see. How are you doing? Smash up that like button, guys. Come on. Are you bored with this stream? This is just looking at the trading opportunities, right? Go at the beginning of the stream. You will see a really nice little scalp scenario, proven level of support, and showing you how we could manage risk just to scratch a few dollars from the market. It cannot be explained with more simplicity than this, guys. I am going all in 33,200 long at 20x. Right. I mean, I'm not sure if we would go all in, but it's definitely a long level. Okay, it's definitely a long level. Long possibility, no doubt. It's definitely a long in level. I like it. 7-8 Fibonacci is a great level, and we have a 7-8 Fibonacci from the pivot low, guys. Just for anybody that has joined the stream right now, looking inside of this range, there is a possibility in claiming this low. This low is a bouncing level. Of course, you would only get into the long as you get the reaction and you move to the upside. Squeeze, stop, don't risk too much, you get the bounce, bang, it's another one to lock in. I am talking about, small profits, small consistent profits. My goal is to make 1% a day. Of course, there are days that I'm not going to reach that 1%, but it's a realistic target, making 1% or 5% per week, right? You got 7 days to make 5% profit, and you have, how many hours do you have in the week to just look at these small high probability setups on the lower time frames? You have dozens of setups during the week, okay, on the lower time frame. Dozens of setups, just like the one provided here on the stream. You get in, you get out. You're recognizing this support zone as well. You do get that bounce. You recognize that you could also break down. This is just a quick little scalp. You're using high leverage and high capital on these moves. Your stop loss could be, 1% or 0.5% of your capital. All right, can be 0.5% of your capital. It's a small squeeze. If you get that nice little pump of $100, you could be making 1.5%, right? Risking 0.5. That is kind of the strategy that I am looking at, when I'm scalping. Risk 0.5, look to gain 1%, 1.5%, you're in the range. And that is what I've been doing lately for the last few weeks, doing it very, very successfully. And you just need to have the plan. The one that I got in today was this one, small little move, but overall, it was a good trade. So do we hold for now or sell and buy back lower? Is that for your portfolio? For your portfolio, yeah, I mean, I really am tempted to sell some Bitcoin here, maybe 5% of my portfolio, because I've been buying during the last few months, guys, at much lower levels, and there are some pretty decent profits. I am tempted, based on the fear and greed index, based on the hype, based on there is still a possibility for this being an expanded ABC flat. It's just being aware, guys. If you are in profits, why not take some, okay? I really don't care about my portfolio, but if anybody wants to do that, if you've been buying Bitcoin at these ranges, you're in profit. It all depends how much you want those profits. I don't, my portfolio is for the long term, right? For the next coming years. It's just, I prefer just day trading and scalping and adding my, making some gains during the day. But it's an option. You're in profits. It's a very mixed sentiment. Is this a trap? Is it an ETF trap? It's very, very complex to understand, what is going to happen next. I'm really not a higher time frame analyst. It's very, very hard to me to recognize. You know, what will be the next zone that we are going to be in next month, right? If you ask me, where's Bitcoin going to be trading by December, I'm just going to say, you know what? I really don't know. I really don't know. So I like to focus on lower time frames. My costs for trading are about 1.5. Scalping is not possible. My costs for trading are about 1.5. Scalping is not possible. Where are you trading? Scalping is very much possible on MEXC. You can ask my community that are trading on MEXC. I've been trading on MEXC for the last few weeks and making, getting into these $100 moves, $150 moves. It's very much possible. You're going to get most of the profits. The fees, you won't get eaten up on the fees on MEXC, okay? It's a really nice platform, obviously, to make these small little scalps. It is definitely possible on MEXC, as it is the trading platform with the lowest fees. Maker fee is 0%. If you're entering with limit orders, which is very complex with the scalping strategy, you're basically not getting charged. Taker fee is 0.01. It's much less than other exchanges, and I can tell you already, scalping is very much possible. If you're saying it's not possible, you got the solution right over here. It is MEXC for scalping. So you want to test it out and get back to me in the comment section on the next stream, because it is absolutely possible. It is proven. I've been scalping. I've been making profits. You do keep most of the profits, that you don't get ripped off, 20-30% out of fees. And they're basically almost taking half of your profit when you're scalping, because the fees are too high to close the position in a matter of minutes. Test it out for yourself. You got $20,000 worth of bonus as well, which, you obviously get airdropped that bonus on your futures exchange as you do create that volume when you're trading. Test it out. A lot of the Legends community are very happy with this, guys. You got the link down below to sign up to MEXC, another way to support the channel, another way for you to test out these scalping strategies that are mentioned here, just like the one mentioned a few minutes ago on the stream. Get in, get out. It is, it does look very simple. It is not simple. What makes it simple is your risk management. You always need to manage risk. MEXC, guys, it is the second link down below. Test it out. You're going to be absolutely loving the fees for your scalping. So anyway, not so much on Bybit. I am on FTX. I am an FTX victim. Okay, sorry to you. I never created an account on FTX. So yeah, not so much on Bybit. MEXC is really good. They have meme coins with leverage. Also, yeah, if you can manage to get or trade on or with altcoins on any platform, I'm really not an altcoin trader. I'm really bad trading altcoins. It would have to be an extreme high probability trade for me to trade some altcoins. I did trade some altcoins a few weeks ago with the Legends, and it turned out to be successful, but just because I was pretty clear about the movement on some of the altcoins. Free Palestine, yes sir. Yeah, this is not good. What is happening in the Middle East? Very sad. Very sad. I do wish peace for everybody out there. Not good times for the Palestine people in the Middle East. I just signed up to MEXC with your code. Hey, thanks. That is another way to support the channel. Test it out. Be responsible. This is no financial advice, anything here, but it's a great exchange that I am using. It's great for scalps. The fees are so low that it just makes you want to continue scalping the market. I've been doing more scalping than day trading. The last few months, I was more day trading. It was a bit more boring, looking for higher levels here at the zone, looking for a bit larger movements of $400, $500, $600, even $1,000. But, these small little scalps was kind of not worth it on other exchanges, right? So, yeah. I'm loving it, guys. It's a really good, because sometimes trading Bitcoin can be boring, right? And people just want to jump into altcoins, which are dangerous and are very volatile. And sometimes Bitcoin can be boring. We might talk about some levels here or some levels here, and then you're ranging for like 2-3 days, and it's like, come on, are we going to move? Are we going to trade? Well, we do create really nice ranges that are worth for scalping, right? And yeah, on some other exchanges, you know, it's probably not worth it because you probably get locked 30 or 40% of fees from your your trade, basically, right? The capital that you're using, the amount of contracts. Let's continue, guys. We're holding this range. You know, there's still a possibility of bouncing here. We're still bouncing here from the higher low support. A bit of a too long of a consolidation. However, we had a long consolidation here and we did reject. So could we long consolidate here and bounce? Very, very possible. Not really an interesting zone. It was just a quick little scalp. Right now, if you ask me, no trade to be taken, right? We spent too much time here already. There was only a quick little scalp, like mentioned just, 20 minutes ago. Get in, get out. That's it, right? Keep it simple. You're making 2 times, your stop loss, even 2.5. Get in, get out. The more time you sit around here at this zone, the more probabilities you have in a possible breakdown. So I would be ready to leave out this zone. We leave this zone, there's another possible scenario. We got 2 disturbing lows here. 2 disturbing lows, which is this one and this one. We could have a solid move to the downside. There's probably not going to be a reaction at this level and have a massive, massive move down. However, on the other side, if the volume is high, it's going to be interesting to see, the bounce. It would be difficult because it can, this can be part of a fake out. It can be part of a fake out, right? And then we're looking for shorts here, and then we have a massive V-shaped recovery because we've claimed the lows. I would prefer to long the lows here if we do get a reaction. If it's the lowest one, even better. If it's this one, it's a bit disturbing because you're just basically about $20, $30 from this low. So it's like, could I get into reaction on this low? Or would I would prefer waiting this low over here, this one. Yeah. I would prefer this low, to be honest. Because this one, yeah, you could get a quick little bounce, but then bang, then you claim that low, and then you get the bounce. I would eliminate this one, even though it is possible to just hit that level and bounce. But I would much prefer this one. It's higher probability in getting that bounce. And then this bounce is obviously, you might think it's a successful breakout, and then bang, it's a big, massive fake out, and you come to the highs and possibly even break out from this level. We love fake outs. Fake outs are, part of the game, and we want to trade the fake outs as well. Obviously, for me to see this as a successful breakout, we would have to, it wouldn't be enough. If we do break down with high volume here, get a swing failure pattern from this low and recover, I would be very skeptical in shorting this. I would be like, oof. Yeah, this could be actually getting back in. Bang, bang. And then, you're trapped into the short. It's very difficult to put a stop loss here. I would personally prefer, try and long this for a possible fake out to come back up to the resistance. That if that is going to happen. And if it's not going to be a recovery, so you bounce and then you reject here from that support trend line. What could happen here is you're going to have a high volume node on this first breakdown that could possibly be a fake out, but then confirming the breakdown from that level with high volume again. And that is when you're going to have a quick little scalp volume strategy. That is what I would trade, right? Keeping it simple. Something like this, where you have a high, you have a low, you break the high, you come back down to the low as resistance, and you get the bounce. So I would prefer confirmation because this could be very much a fake out. And it's just a matter of being patient. I would attempt a long, obviously. Would attempt a long here if we were to recover. If we were to hit that low and start recovering, you could trigger a long stop loss, look for the rise, and obviously take some profits at the support level from higher lows, because you could reverse from there. But it's going to be very complex to get into a short right there, because all of this could be a fake out and then you're coming back to the highs and breaking out. So possible long, not a short on the first breakout, because it could be a fake out liquidity grab from these lows. But if you do reject from this level and break down the low, that is when you got the confirmation. Any kind of pullback here to this range would be a possible good short, and this could go to much lower levels. But we basically need big moves down. We need confirmation, and a breakdown from the support from the higher lows is not going to be a confirmation. It could be an absolute gigantic fake out. So we need to break the lows of that breakdown for confirmation. Then you can step into a short position. Of course, it will be a bit complex to place your stop loss. It looks like we won't have an attempt here to break down. We're getting another internal SFP. This is also a long position. However, yeah, it's just not. Yeah, you are creating very aggressive lower highs right there. Too much consolidation. This does look like it's gonna. It wants to manage to successfully break down. Yeah, not looking great. We just too much of a. It's building up for a breakdown. You know, when you do create these swing failure patterns, you want the wick. You want a wick. You know, this for me was such a clear long position with the legends. Just because of the movement up. This is what you want to see when you basically testing a low. You want to tap it and you want to leave. You want to leave. The more you kind of consolidate at the level with lower highs, it's like, yeah, come on, you know, it's just building up here for a breakdown. You know, it has higher probability in breaking down. These bounces of liquidity grabs, they need to happen fast. Boom, bang, in. Stop loss, you rise. That's a good sign. That's a good sign that you're going to go higher. You're managing now a little bit. No doubt it is still a long attempt. You need to be a sniper though. I prefer being, you know, with my coffee in the computer, not paying attention to anything, you know, mobile, you know, in silent, and just paying attention to these quick little entries. Quick little entry, stop loss. I mean, this is actually not looking bad. This could be the recovery. You add another internal here. Swing failure pattern, basically. A local swing failure pattern, testing the lows. Oh, was not you needed to be very, very fast here on this long. Because you get the wick, you trigger the long, your stop loss here. And this kind of long, you can always be very defensive as the price leaves, you know, $50, $60 away from your entry. This is the thing about scalping as well. You know, if I would have entered this long position, I would have protected position already with this move. I would have my stop loss break even. And you know, the thing is, if you're trading on other exchanges, you know, I get stopped out at break even many times during the week, guys. And you can be a negative just by paying fees, basically. And, you know, thanks to MEXC, you get stopped out at break even with your stop loss. It is basically zero fees. You know, this is the power of this platform. Of course, they do gain in fees because you market order. A lot of people market order, and there is a small fee for that. But your stop loss basically is getting stopped out, you know, with almost a 0% fee. So this is why it is very much possible to be a very defensive scalper and make profits, thanks to MEXC. Getting a little bounce back, yes, it is. It is. You know what is good about this? You know what is good about this level? This level can have the power in rising, guys. You know, it could be a kind of a day trade setup. So you need to lower your risk, lower your capital, lower your leverage, because it is at support. It is definitely at support at the moment. we are seeing the level holding. We are seeing the higher low holding here, as you can see. So what if this is going to hold as support and you're not going to break down the low? You had several attempts right now. You know, I would only attempt these small little swing failure patterns to get in at the lowest level possible and be defensive. Because, yeah, it's you know, it obviously can consolidate. Boom. You know, the bounce should be happening now. The more time you're here, the less probabilities there is. You know, it's like, it's just building up for the breakdown. But, you know, this could be the level where you actually, you know, SFP, and then it's the kind of trade that could actually kind of break out finally the resistance, and you're making some pretty decent profits. Right? The risk to reward on this possible, you know, speculation on this day trade is, it's kind of worth it, right? You are assuming right now, the bears are assuming that this is a bearish pennant and this is going to break down. On the other side, you have the bulls that probably want to defend this level and finally break up. You know, there's no doubt there's going to be a bunch of stop losses here as well at this zone. So bang, eat up all the stop losses. It's a setup. It's definitely a setup as a day trade. MEXC sounds a little too good to be true, don't you think? It's been an exchange for years. It's been out for years. My team has done some research, and you know, yes, they do. They do list a few dodgy altcoins. But, you know, I guess, obviously, they do make money out of listing coins as well, right? They need to survive somehow. But overall, the fees are there. Every single trade does have fees when you market execute, okay? They do get fees. They do get paid every single day. They are making money every single day. They're just not making as much money as other exchanges, right? It's like, you know, when you buy potatoes, right, and you got a shop, and you got your neighbor that's selling the potatoes maybe at, you know, $4, and you selling them at $3, right? So you're probably going to have more clients. You're probably going to, you know, you're still making some money, but the profit is maybe much less. He's making $1.50 and you're just making 50 cents. Are you happy with making 50 cents a day, or with every single potato? Well, every single kilogram or whatever. It's just, you know, there's nothing wrong. They're just making less. They're just making less because their fees are lower. So, yeah, MEXC is in Singapore. And if they close, money is lost. Well, this is, you know, this is the thing. You know, I obviously wouldn't have a huge amount of capital there, you know, but for trading is basically... You know, they have been live for a few years. So far, nothing's fishy. If I sign up on MEXC, I get $20,000, says Sol. Yeah, this is the deposit bonus. You have a deposit bonus on MEXC of $20,000. Now, you need to deposit some significant amount, okay, to get $20,000. You can get $9,000 if you deposit 150K. The most important thing is the volume that you move. With leverage, it's easy to move 10 million volume, 20 million volume. It is relatively easy to move that volume with leverage, okay? So, I mean, there is a deposit bonus, but that deposit bonus is going to be there as soon as you sign up. So if you want to deposit this amount next month or in 2 months, then that is fine. You know, as long as you gain that volume, the more volume you move during the next coming weeks, you'll be getting airdropped that bonus, okay? It's not an instant bonus. You get it airdropped as you trade on the platform, okay? Very, very important to understand. But it's, you know, you just get that bonus every time, you know, suddenly, maybe in 2 weeks, you suddenly get an airdrop of $300. Like, hey, you passed this volume, you get airdropped $300. Then you get airdropped $500, right? You kind of get the airdropped, the bonus airdropped, okay, to your futures exchange as you trade. So anyway, you got that sign up link, guys, on MEXC down below in the description, okay? Great sign up bonus on MEXC, and yeah, fees are great if you want to scalp. I want to put $500 there, says Sol Esperanza. Yeah, well, you're not going to get $20,000 by depositing 500. Let's be realistic. But you will get some bonus, no doubt, as you trade there. I will probably sign up to MEXC as they restrict Bybit in UK. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you know, I cannot trade on Bybit for the moment. Hopefully, you know, I'm going to move, you know, from where I am because, you know, basically, you know, the where I am, basically, I can't trade on Bybit, and you know, I'm probably ready for a move. I'm probably going to leave Spain. But I want to still continue to trade on Bybit. For me, it's been the favorite one. I've been trading there for over 4 years. You know, if you can trade on Bybit, they got even a bigger deposit bonus of $30,000. But there are some restricted countries. You know, I wish I could trade on Bybit, but I can't currently. It is what it is. I would use it for day trading more. But yeah, you got a great bonus on Bybit. It is the first link down below in the description. Let's talk about the next setups, guys. I mean, we are at support. What is Bitcoin doing? You know, this is a level where it can bounce. You know, it's for me, it's not a shorting level. For shorting a scalp or a day trade, I would have to see confirmation. We are at support. No doubt that these lows here, the previous day value area low, it has been tested and tested. We had an internal double bottom scenario. No doubt this is, you know, for longing, right? But you need a long at the lowest level possible. If you're long here right now, stop loss here, you know, it's kind of, yeah, you're already, you know, exposed for a big major loss. You want to catch those lows. You want to catch the tests of the lows and manage your risk very well. You know, this was the second attempt to get into a quick long position, managing risk right over there. And, you know, this is the kind of trade that can move $500 to the upside. Definitely a day trade setup. Definitely a day trade setup, guys. It is at support. It is at support. This is creating higher lows. You could attempt to hit the resistance. You break above the daily open and the previous day point of control, where you have provided resistance during today. It's been resistance the whole entire day. We haven't managed to get above the daily open successfully or the previous day point of control. If you break out above this level with some volume, yeah, I can already tell you that, yeah, up we go. We are likely going to go higher and eat up all of these lower highs. So there will be a moment where you can jump into a scalp long, no doubt, if you do break out. For the moment, you just trade the range until it breaks, right? So, you know, you're just going to have to speculate that this is support and you can long here. But obviously just getting at the lowest level possible, testing the lows and bouncing, get in, jump in very, very low, manage risk. Right, MEXC fees are discounted, not permanent. Will most likely rise again next year back to 0.05. It was 0.02 last year. 0.05. I don't think they're that high. They're not that high. They won't put it that high. I'm taking advantage while it lasts. Do you know how to get rid of the buy-sell arrows? Thanks. Get rid of the buy-sell arrows? Buy sell arrows, not sure if I understand. Buy sell arrows. Just went long, says Philip. My man, if you went long, manage your risk very well. Stay, you know, realize that, you know, this pattern is at the very end. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to make you fearful. I just want to make you be responsible. And obviously if you could have longed at the lowest level possible, then even better, right? When we talk about longs, we talk about testing the lows, right? And we had a test of the current lows here internally, which was obviously a good attempt in getting into a long position. You know, you want to be the ones that is entering the lowest level. Longing here for me would not be an option, unfortunately, especially when I'm having this scalping mentality. Would definitely not be an option right now to long. If it starts rising, then great. But yeah, I would obviously try and attempt to enter at the lowest level. Right. He is referring to the arrows appear on the chart when place a trade. Oh, yes. Okay. This is right over here. Order history, I think. Yeah, right over here. So small bullish divergence formed on those last two SFP dips. Small bullish divergence formed on those last two SFP dips. Bullish divergence, are you talking about CVD? I guess you're talking about the RSI, if I'm not mistaken. I do not use RSI. Obviously not on the lower time frames as well. I do not use RSI. Better on the higher time frames to take realized exhaustion and stuff like that. But lower time frames, I don't really take a look at the RSI. But yeah, you did have some bullish CVD divergence on the RSI, right? So giving this bounce as well, right? But yeah, not a huge fan of RSI on the lower time frames. There is a naked point of control at 25,925 and BTC can do an SFP over there too. There is a naked point of control at 25,925. So let's analyze that situation right over there. Let's go right away. Zoom out here. Talk about 25,925. So there is a naked point of control right there. Is that a daily naked point of control? Very likely. So, or no, basically, let's just take a look at the session volume profile here and analyze the situation for that level. It's very far down. There are some other levels that we can trade, of course. 25,925. Okay, that is really low. I thought you said 32,500 for some reason. Wow. We are very, very far away from that zone. There are weekly levels there, monthly level as well. There's a really strong monthly level at 25,950. We got the monthly close and open. Oh my goodness. We're very, very far away. No doubt. I mean, we could drop down there in a matter of days, but, I'm really not paying attention to this zone just yet. We are very, very far away from this zone. I would want to get into some trades at this zone where we're at right now, instead of, we do have some levels here. But yeah, is it a monthly, maybe naked point of control, or weekly naked point of control? I guess it's a weekly or a monthly. Yeah, it's probably a monthly naked point of control, because then we got this price action above 25,900. Yeah, I would assume it's a monthly point of control. But yeah, I'm not going to analyze the naked point of controls from this zone just yet. Once we start moving down, then we'll possibly talk about this zone. But yeah, really not interested in looking at levels there at the moment. Sorry, at 30, no, okay, sorry, 35,925. Okay, 35,925, we have a naked point of control. Will Solana ever pump? Yeah, Solana will pump in the bull run. Remember, altcoin seasons happen in a matter of weeks at the end of a bull run, right? It's just like you only get a few weeks of massive hype, right? Pumping like 20x, 30x, 40x. This is a very, very short period, right, in the crypto cycles where altcoins have a massive rally, and it is just a few weeks, enough to hype the market, enough to make the world realize crypto is the next big thing. The new financial, economy is based on cryptocurrency. Let's all buy cryptos because they're pumping like crazy. And that is the moment you want to sell. And it's just a matter of a few weeks. So it will pump, but it will take a long time to, if you are expecting a 5x or a 10x on altcoins, then yeah, you can only expect 2x, 3x on most of them, okay? We got other ones such as TRB, which made a 10x in the last month, which was absolutely insane. But yeah, 35,925. We have that, we have that naked point of control here, weekly naked point of control. just slightly beneath 36K. Very interesting level. This is absolutely a day trade, swing trade level. You know, a possible test of the highs from the 24th of October and get a huge, massive rejection from that point, right? It's definitely a level to pay attention, no doubt. DXY has bearish divergence. Could you drop further? Do you think so? DXY, what is DXY doing at the moment? We're just getting we're getting supported slightly here from this lower high resistance, but there is a bearish CVD divergence. Not CVD, sorry, bearish RSI divergence. Let's take a look at that right away. I'm not a huge fan, like I said, of RSI. Really don't use it for my yeah, there is no on what time frame? Daily. DXY has bearish divergence. What time frame? Daily. There's no bearish divergence. We should have created a higher high on the price action and a lower high on the RSI. In the case of RSI divergence, and still creating lower highs. It's creating lower highs here on the RSI as well. So yeah, there's no bearish divergence on, at least on the RSI, on the DXY, on the daily 4 hourly time frame. Andy, do you use Aptos or XO charts for your trades? I have XO charts, but to be honest, I don't use it, very much for my, I don't use Delta or Footprint. I have it. I know how to read it, but for my trading decisions, it's not, my risk management is what I need. I need my risk management to take the trading decisions. I have it there just for information, just to see, how much, just basically it has CVD divergence as well. But you got this platform, which is free, which is AGGR, to read CVD divergence. Open interest, you also have Coinalyze, right, which is free I think it is free anyway. There's other platforms to look at open interest, but for basically order flow, to take a look at Delta, it's just, I do use it just to give me confidence, right, to take a trading decision, but not much, guys, not much. The trading scalp scenario that I mentioned on the live stream, I wasn't checking anything else, just checking the Fibonacci levels and the previous day value area low, based on today's long scalp that was mentioned on the stream, right? It was a quick level to analyze. Hey, this is the previous day value area low. It's the 7-8. If we start, getting a reaction here on the lower time frame, so hit the level and get a bounce, snipe along. Look for $100, $150 bounce. It happened, in and out, right? Risk management, stop beneath the low. If you wouldn't have taken profits, and I did say, take those profits, you would have got stopped out with this wick. And obviously that gives you need to be very quick, Basically that would be another long entry right there. Tap this low, bang, quick long, bang. You could be in a long. This could be an epic long position. If you're in a long position here and protected, it could turn out an epic long position, because if the price starts bouncing from this zone, it's going to come and rise, have an attempt and rise here at the lower high resistance. Once you hit this lower high resistance, obviously it's a resistance zone. So, do you want to take profit, or do you want to speculate that this is actually going to break out and go to the 34,500 to 600 zone? It's that is where we do have a daily level, the previous day value area high. No doubt that this is very much a possibility. It's a classic move. It's a classic move on a chart. You might have thought that this is a bullish pennant, right? And you're going to break up. So you're moving here to the upside. You're getting squeezed here with lower highs and higher lows. Higher lows, and lower highs. And then you think that you're going to break up, but you break down. So it's kind of the same scenario here, right? Reverse pattern. Movement down, symmetrical triangle. You think you're going to continue down, and then boop, you pop to the upside. And you know, if you want to be in any trade, you want to be in at the lowest level possible of the support. So you had an attempt in breaking down here. So it was definitely the level where you wanted to get into a short, into a long position, based on the reaction, based on that bounce on the lower time frames. So the moment you trigger is not as you're moving down here, it's as you get the recovery. So you're getting in with the recovery and speculating that you are going to get that larger bounce, but not as you're moving down. As the candlestick is moving down, and this is a matter of seconds. But yeah, this could be an epic long position if you entered a long position here at these lows. Longing right now where we at is just, you know, where's your stop loss? Is, you know, do you want to speculate in a day trade long and do something like this? You know, you would have to lower leverage. You would have to lower your, you know, get into a long here, bang, and say, right, I'm going to put a stop loss beneath this wick, and I'm speculating, and not only coming to the highs here of the lower high resistance, this is actually going to break here in the next coming hours. I'm confident. You know, it is a realistic trade setup, no doubt. But, you know, in this case, you would have to do like, I'm risking 1% of my capital or 0.5%, and look to gain in between 2 and 4%, right? Or so. You know, it's just not, at the moment, the risk to reward is not that huge, and it might take hours. We might not have enough steam. Obviously, you know, entering here at the lows just changes the game, right? Entering here at the lows with a stop loss beneath the low, it just changes the game completely, because you're risking much less and you can be much more defensive, right? You can instantly protect that position. So it changes the game whether you enter down here or whether you do enter right here where we at right now. Right, so, but it's an attempt, no doubt, and you're speculating on that breakout from the lower highs. It could hit the VWAP and come back down. Very true, very, very true. But this is why you would protect position as well. You know, this is the thing about entering here. You might get a movement up, bang, you know, come back down, then come back up, and you're protecting and you're getting stopped out at break even, but this trade is still very much open. This is why, you know, knowing where to enter is absolutely key. So VWAP could be a resistance zone, no doubt. We could get rejected from the VWAP. Let's take a look at the point of control that has been created today. It is above the VWAP, very far away. Fibonacci from the pivot high here to the pivot low. 618 could be something. Could get a quick little rejection as we hit the VWAP and the 618. Boom, quick little movement down. Will not be easy to get into a scalp there. You will just have to manage to get into the rejection. So not as you pump into the level, as you start rejecting, bang, sniper, a speculative short position with managing risk very well. Not the best looking one, to be honest. Not the best short, and we are realizing the possibility here in a reversal. So Andy has been streaming for so long today, his mustache is starting to grow back. It is true, yes, it's starting to grow back. No more shaving. Right, bearish CVD on the 5 minutes with this move up. Okay, let's take a look at that here from DeWalt. He is saying that there is a bearish CVD divergence on the lower time frames with this movement here to the upside. So, yeah, by the looks of things, we are getting those bearish CVD divergence on the Bybit chart. So, internally here, we are creating the lower highs, higher highs on the CVD, could get that rejection at the VWAP and the 618 based on the Bybit CVD divergence, bearish CVD divergence. Very, very possible. On the rest of exchanges, when we combine them, it's still creating aggressive lower highs. So no bearish CVD divergence when we combine all of the exchanges, but yes on Bybit. Thank you for streaming. I'm in a 10x long and getting scared, says Jonathan. Don't be scared. If you are scared, you're probably risking too much. Don't be scared. You know, when you're scared and you're emotional, it's probably because you have a bit of a large position, right? Hopefully you have entered at pretty nice lower levels. This would not be a long-in option, guys. Whether the price does continue to the upside right now in the next coming hours, in the middle of the range right now is just not a great long-in option based on your stop loss, realizing the context. You know, if you are getting into any longs or shorts, you want to get in at the highest resistance zones. In this case, in the symmetrical triangle, you would want to try and short the high point or long the low point, but not get in the middle of the range, as this could lose steam and create a lower high and just come back down, right? Just like you did here. If you were to short here this resistance over here and expect the movement to come down to the lows right over here, what happened is that you got a bounce and kind of almost claim the highs, right? So looks pretty good. We could get that rise, but in the middle of the triangle, it's like, be careful. Be careful. You know, if you're rushing into a long position here, I can say that is bad news. Don't do that. Where is your stop loss? What are you doing? Plan your trade. This is, for me, would not be a level too long or short. Maybe a speculative quick little short at the VWAP and the 618 if we do hit it and reject, just with mini you know, risk management, but definitely not in the middle of the triangle. No trade to be taken, because the middle of the triangle can be support, can be resistance. Not a level to trade for me, whether it goes up or not. It's all based on where is my stop loss, where, you know, there is a high volume node here on the VPVR. Currently getting above it from this range in between yesterday and today. That VWAP just hitting the VWAP right now at this moment. 618 is slightly above. That VWAP is absolutely magic. It gets a smaller react, not always, of course, but it does get a smaller reaction. If you can combine VWAP with other confluence, even better. If it's just on its own, it's not much of a level. I like to combine, hey, the VWAP is at the 618 and at the point of control. You know, this is great confluence, right? But just on its own, you know, sometimes it's just not much of a level. If it's combined with other confluence, Fibonacci levels, daily level, you know, value area level, then, you know, it's a great level. It's a great level to take a trade or to take profits, right? If you're longing from this range, you've pumped already almost $300, and it would be like a take profit zone, no doubt. Well, just $200, sorry. Yeah, anyway, let's go. Stop loss in profit, lol. Exactly. Stay defensive. Stay defensive. Being a defensive trader is the best strategy ever. It's the best indicator that you could have. You are the indicator, guys. There's so many different things that you can put on a chart. I am wrong many times. I'm wrong so many times, guys. What I'm not wrong is on risk management. You ain't gonna beat me at, you know, at being wrong at risk management. Probably you will, obviously, but you know what I am proud of, you know, based on my trading career, is my risk management. This is why I can make small consistent profits. This week, not reaching the 5% profit you know, just down. But this means that I can look for a scalp trade during the weekend. I got Saturday and Sunday to complete that 5%, okay, PNL for the week. That is the goal. Just 0.57 away from my 5% profit PNL. And I've still got Saturday and Sunday. So there might be a little scalp. There might be something during the weekend. I just need 0.5% profit. Small little profit. I will find something. I will share that PNL on tomorrow's live stream or after tomorrow, saying, hey guys, I reached that 5%. You know, there was something. There was a small little trade. Andy, when are you entering the next trade? You know, I almost hit the 1% target today, so it would have to be a clear trade. This was a long trade that was mentioned 30 minutes ago, okay? So obviously the first one would have got stopped out at break even, but this was also a plan getting into an internal local SFP, right? So you're basically getting in on this wick to the upside. So it's like, bam, sniper long right there. We talked about a long scalp here. Quick little bounce. But then we had this one. We were a bit distracted. I don't know what I was doing, but we weren't paying attention to this. But obviously, it's a valid long position. You're just testing the low again. Boop. So you get stopped out break even from this long potentially. Stopped out break even. Check the reaction. Bang. Jump into the trade again. On other exchanges, you'll be paying massive fees. But on MEXC, you would be pretty good to get into these trades. I'm 7% in profit, says Custom Beast. Hey, this is the kind of long position that if you did enter at this range, we could be going to $34,500 in the next coming hours. Why, you may ask? We basically formed a symmetrical pattern here, symmetrical triangle, and we have the possibility in breaking out the resistance. As we bounce the support, now it is time for the price of Bitcoin to test the resistance. Will we break the resistance from this lower high? I'm going to say there's a high chance. There is a high chance. Bulls are going to step in right now and they're going to say, screw you, bears. You had your chance to break out down the support level. Now it's going to be our moment to try and attempt and break the resistance. And if this breaks, yeah, guys, we're going to 34,500, 34,600. That is where we have a bit of confluence. We have daily, we have previous day value area high. I think we have some Fibonacci levels as well based on the lower highs that we do have here. So we've got two fib points. We've got this pivot high to the pivot low. Wow, that 50% Fibonacci is exactly at the previous day value area high. Big level to take profits. Wouldn't be, I'm not sure if I would be too interested in shorting exactly that level. There is a daily level just slightly above the level, just about $40 above that level. So, but it would be a take profit zone. If you're longing from here, you break out from the range. I mean, the projected move, this is the projected move. So yeah, 618 range can be very much, a target zone, and even higher. You might even come up to clean this lower high. I mean, that's a pump of about $800. It's the bulls' chance right now. The bears lost their chance, so it's time to go up now. Time to go up. The bears lost their chance to break down this pattern support, and now the bulls are going to step in and do their best to break the resistance from this pattern. Please be right, Andy. It's not about being right or wrong. It's all about managing your risk very well and being defensive, okay? Whether it plays out or not. If it plays out, great. Let's continue with the comment section. Let's go. PQ, PK, let's go. I want to do some trading with you. Would love to see how a master enters and through process along the way. I need to do trading with the Legends community on the live chat for sure. I'm very boring. I'm just very boring. I just wait for the highest probability level, and you know, if I can get in and out. You know, obviously I don't have time to do the live stream, read the comment section, but you see it here, guys. You know, you do see you see the reality. I'm very much transparent with how you need to risk how to have the risk management, how to enter, how to re-enter if the low is tested and failed to move out. You just need to be quick, guys. You just need to be very, very quick. So Andy, we are also at the 382 from all-time high to 9th of November. Yes, very true. This is something that I was looking at also on the higher time frames. We are at the 382. I think we were just a few dollars off. I think from the all-time high. Yeah, I was taking a look at Fibonacci here the other day from this pivot high. I think we're just hitting the 50% Fibonacci. Oh no, we actually got above the 50. Almost 618, sorry. So yeah, it is the 618 Fibonacci. The highs where we got rejected. 618. I think we were just a few dollars off. And from the all-time high, it is the 382. We're still a few dollars off as well. Pivot high, pivot low. 382 and 618 is at the same level from the clearest pivots here of this bear market that we had in 2022. So very interesting level. A double top is very, very possible. It's very, very possible. We need to be ready. Whoever is not ready is going to miss out. And you need to manage risk, because we could blast through this level and go to 40k. So you want to manage risk very, very, very well in the case of, you know, we have the weekly naked point of control. We have 382 fib from this pivot high, from the all-time high, and 618 from this pivot high. We have a weekly naked point of control. We have the highs. It could turn out a big epic double top. No doubt. It is very disturbing. It looks like that we should be coming up to this high at some point. Whether it breaks down here, eats to the lows, and then rises, or it rises from here. But, you know, this is going to be the opportunity zone. It's going to be like, pay attention here. You don't need to get into an epic short position with a huge amount of capital. You can risk 1% as a swing trade and gain 5% in a matter of a week or so if it were to reject properly, right? You don't want to double your account, because you're going to be risking too much. If this turns out to be, you know, a successful breakout in the end, then that is the moment you get burnt. If you're risking too much, if you're looking to double, triple your account, I mean, yeah, it all depends on you. I mean, it all depends on you. It all depends on you. Technicals don't lie. Yes, sir, they don't. DeWalt. Do you ever have a problem with MEXC giving you a much lower stop loss price? Just got taken out of a 75x long before it ripped. No, not at the moment. Hey, I'm late. Gold Star Crypto, how are you doing? No, I haven't had any of that issue. If I were to have it, then obviously I would say to the community. But no issue with basically stop losses triggering late or soon on MEXC. Not for the moment anyway. Peter, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. Andy, if you had $100, would you place a trade for the whole $100 with maybe a 10x leverage, or would you use $10 on a 100x leverage? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Leverage is only a tool as long as you can manage your risk. How much are you willing to lose out of that $100? That is the question. How much are you willing to lose from that $100? Are you happy in losing 5%? Are you happy in losing 50%? You know, obviously, it all depends on how much you're willing to lose on your invalidation point. You know, leverage is just a tool. Leverage is, you know, you can use 200x if you want. But it depends on how much you're willing to lose on a trade. So when I enter a trade and I place a stop loss, I know I'm going to lose 0.5%, whether I'm using 50x or I'm using 200x. It doesn't matter. I will do a brief calculation for my entry point and my stop loss. At the moment, I'm in a 50x. I use 50x for my scalping. I can use 100x. It doesn't really matter, because obviously my invalidation points are like $20, $30 away from my entry. $50 maybe on average for my scalps. And with a 200x leverage, I think your liquidation price is about $100, $120 where we're currently at. So if you use a 200x leverage with the price action where we're at currently, more or less, I think the liquidation price is about $120 or so, 140, 100, 150. I don't know. It's in that range. It all depends on where the price is. So it doesn't really matter. You know, I could use a 200x leverage because my stop loss for my scalps are in between, $20, $50, right? $60, $70 maybe 100 max. It depends on the highs and the lows. Hit the like, show some love. I'm not happy losing even $10. Yeah, it is part of the game. But it's better losing $10 than losing the entire $100, right? So, got to go. Have enjoyed it immensely. You are the man. Have a great weekend. MT, thank you very much. Have a great weekend, everybody. Anything about 10x is just madness, in my opinion. No, it doesn't matter. Dump it, says Robert Ortiz. Yeah, I had a little bit of a corrective move here. Yeah, like I said, bulls are failing. Come on, bulls. Bulls didn't even manage to hit the resistance zone. Getting a pullback right now. It seems like those bearish CVD divergence. VWAP was a big fat nothing burger. 618 was... yeah, it wasn't much. 7.8 Fibonacci. 7.8 Fibonacci are getting more respected on the charts lately. I am seeing a lot of 7.8 Fib levels being respected. This bounce that we talked about was based on a 7.8 Fibonacci. The small little bounce here from this pivot low. But yeah, over a 10x is not madness. It depends on your strategy. It depends on your stop loss. It depends if you're scalping or if you're swing trading, right? It all depends on your stop loss. ATX, you got balls. I always do 20x. I only use ADX leverage. Leverage helps you, but put less money on the trade. Risk management stays the same. Exactly. Yeah, it's just a tool to get into a position. The rules are simple. The rules for me are simple. I can never lose more than 3% of my capital on an invalidation point. So if I'm entering a long position here and my stop loss is here, I will never lose over 3%. If you are losing more than 3% and you're using emotions, okay, I'm going to use 4%, I'm going to use 10% as my stop loss, it's going to reverse. No, that's it. That's when you have problems. That is when you need to go to the psychiatrist or psychologist, and say, I have problems. I have a gambling problem, and I can't. There are some simple rules that I cannot follow. Then you need to quit trading. You need to quit trading. You need to always use these rules. If you do not use these rules, you cannot be consistent. You just want to make small, consistent gains. I aim for a 1% a day or a 5% a week. They're very small profits. If you have $1,000 in your account, you're aiming to make $10 in that day. And you have $1,000 of buying power. Just get in at the best moment and manage your risk very, very well. If it's a losing trade, don't matter. You're going to get into a successful one tomorrow or after tomorrow. Trading is boring. Trading is boring. I wish I could make massive profits and I could make, I could double my account in a week. I cannot do that. My profits are lame. They are small percentages, all depending on how much you got. If you got a $50,000 account and you can make $500 in a day, then yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, right? So it all depends on your, how much you have, but try to scale up, small, consistently, very, very small. My profits are lame. They are bad. They're not bad. They are low. They are low, right? Profits 1%, aiming for 5%, in the 7-day. They're just small. They're very, very small. I don't want to double my account in a week. No, I want to make small, consistent profits and be realistic. Like I said here, showing you with the this, guys. If you have $1,000 in your account, you're aiming to make 5% a week, okay? Which is less than $50 when you start. It is $50 basically in that 1 week. Can't you make $50 in 1 week with $1,000 account? That's boring. Yeah, no way. I'm gonna, I want to double my account. I want to make $500 with $1,000. Well, you're just gonna get burnt, guys. It's just the reality. It's the reality. The data is there. People are not successful trading. Trading is boring. You make small percentages. You just you plan your trades. You have very small invalidation points, small stop losses. It is boring. My percentage are lame. You're not going to see me with a 50% win rate, okay? I mean, sorry, a 50% profit in 1 week. You will never see me get a 50% profit in 1 week, guys. I don't know how to do that. If you know somebody that can teach me how to do that sustainably, I'll be happy to learn from him. But it's all about small, consistent profits. If you can turn $1,000, if you try to make 5% profit, which is $50 every single week, then obviously it's compounding. You're aiming for 55, then 60, right? Then you're just aiming for 5% based on your capital. Of course, you'll be building up, right? Once you have $2,000, it's going to be $100, right? 5% in a week. If you do that consistently for 3 years, you're making over $1 million with $1,000, guys. 3 years, time goes by, guys. So have realistic goals. And I'm here to tell you that this is very much a realistic goal. However, you need to have the plan here. You need to have your trading plan. I was saying here with the Legends community about the 7 trading commandments, right? It's something that I made up that was basically just making people to wake up in the morning and before they do create their trading plan, to let them know that you need to read this every single day in the Legends community. The 7 commandments in your trading day, in our trading day. Every day is day one. No matter how good you are, no matter how much good risk management you are, you can F up your day in a matter of seconds. It's happened to me before. Everybody has had great moments, bad moments, burn their account, you're not sustainable. Well, you need to go through this every single day. And this is just basically explaining you how you need to prepare your day. Always apply risk management with the 1 to 3% loss of capital per trade. 3%, even though it's still a lot. If you're aiming for a 1% profit, you need to lower that as a 0.5% stop loss, for example, right? I've changed my strategy right now with the scalping, but it's very, very important to read this every single day and stay focused, because you can have great 6 months or great 1 year and you've turned $1,000 into $10,000, and then someday suddenly you just snap out of it and then you start getting into riskier trades. And then you start losing 10,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. Stay focused. You need to stay focused every single day. Read this every single day. Every single day. Don't even think about, losing this, right? Losing that risk management. The moment you lose this risk management is the moment you're going to lose. But that $1 million US, only be if you never lost. So a 5% weekly profit for 3 years straight. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, I mean, hey, but it's having a goal, right? It's having a goal, and you're only going to get into, you know, the setups. Okay, you're only going to have a trading plan. Obviously, you need a trading plan. If your trading plan doesn't happen in the day, well, maybe you get stopped out. But overall, when you have good trading plans and you have good strategies, you will build up. You will build up. Of course, you know, I'm not saying that this is gonna, you know, this is a very difficult task, no doubt. But with this, you know, if you have this strategy, you're focused, realistic goals. I mean, yeah, maybe you're going to make 500,000. Maybe you won't reach 1 million because you're not going to manage to do it. But it's realistic goals. It's all about, you know, growing by steps, growing by small little steps. Okay, those small little steps are going to be big steps in a few months, because this $1,000 will possibly be, you know, $5,000 in a matter of a couple of months. Then obviously you're looking at 5,000, you know, the growth will be larger and larger, right? But start small. There will be a point in a couple of years where you're going to have much more capital. But I know most of the people I did in my first few years of trading had a very bad experience, you know, by growing capital and just losing it, you know, just losing my gains in a matter of a week, right? It's my famous story where I had 4 consecutive months in the green in 2019 and lost $19,000 in less than a week. It was about 5 days in a very, very toxic swing trade that I was adding to the position and hoping and expecting the price was going to reverse. And then we got the God candle that absolutely ripped my profits for 4 weeks, and even actually losing part of my capital. It was that moment is when you know you need to change your strategy. You need to change. So when you have $1 million, you are still going to apply this rule. You are still going to apply this rule over here. No matter how much money you have, you are trading based on percentage, not the amount of capital that you have. Follow the rule, guy. The moment you start, losing the rules there, then goodbye. You will burn your account. Andy, I lost my capital. Yeah, me too. Me too, a couple of times in my trading journey. The first 2 years are the worst. First 2 years were the worst for me. The third year was the moment I was break even and making profits, and then losing it all, and then break even again, and then, you know, but yeah. You if you lost your capital, well then, what strategy do you have? Yeah. Prince, you must have started using much risk. Ouch, that hurts, but take it as a lesson. Expensive lesson. Yes, sir. Altcoin John. Question for USA residents. Are you able to make purchases on MEXC with debit card? I keep getting messages that this is not allowed in my region. Purchase crypto with debit card. That is a very interesting question for US residents. I am not the guy that could answer that question. You can always open a support ticket on MEXC and ask them. No, I'm not the person that can answer that question, unfortunately. Salman, take a look at some alts. Yeah, Bitcoin a bit boring in the middle of the triangle. What alts shall we take a look at, guys? Shall we take a look at some altcoins? Anyway, for anybody that's not aware, I'm using MEXC, guys. MEXC for the moment has the lowest fees out there. I am absolutely loving it. You got a great bonus, okay, on MEXC, guys. $20,000 worth of bonus. It's a deposit bonus. You need to deposit funds. You need to trade, move volume, and then you'll be getting airdropped all of these bonuses. This is how it looks. You get airdrops as you get more volume, okay, traded, which is great because they do pay for the fees, which is almost nothing. But you do get those, but the bonuses used to pay losses as well. Check out the link down below, guys. You do get a great bonus. It's the exchange that I am using. It's another way to support the channel. If you want me to continue with YouTube, with the analysis, with talking about those small little scalps, small little day trades, the rangers, Chainlink, Arbitrum, Having a heavy losing streak walk away from a while. Beeb Crypto. Right, there's a lot of altcoins here. ADA, I did take a look at ADA just a little bit. Aptos, Chainlink. Wow, a lot of altcoins here. Let's take a look at Aptos, for example. APT, US dollar. What is Aptos up to? Had a pretty decent rally here. Is this rally ending? Where are we at? Oh my goodness, what is this? Old analysis on Aptos. Since its creation, got some boxes here and some arrows. Yeah, something interesting about Aptos. It did get a really nice bounce here from this point of control of the entire range here. We had nice volume here on November, December, getting a bounce. Now the question is, can we go higher? Let's take a look at daily levels. Daily levels. Let's do a full analysis. Double top possible here on Aptos. Reason why? Daily level has not been tapped. Few dollars away from this daily level. Daily close and open from price action created here in August. Ooh, we were just a few cents away in hitting that level. I like it. Nice daily close and open right there. Hasn't been tapped. It is obviously always risky to get into a double top here, because when altcoins go, they go, right? Telor was absolutely crazy. Telor did something like this. Bang, bang, bang. You know, it went absolutely nuts. But you got a few daily levels here that haven't been tapped. Full analysis on Telor. We're going to analyze the situation on where we could find the next possible trading setup. Okay, we'll do a full analysis here on marking some levels on Aptos. Yeah, that 618 was pierced. 61865 was not much of a resistance. We blasted through the level, then got rejected, but overall it pumped very aggressively through it. Let's take a look at the 4-hourly time frame. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at the weekly and analyze if there is a naked weekly point of control, and that is obviously taken with the fixed volume profile here. Oh yeah, the volume is all the way down here, so there's no naked point of control here. Let's take a look at this candle. That's interesting. We do have a weekly naked point of control here on Aptos above this daily. We're looking at resistance levels. Then we talk about support in the lower time frame and analyze if we are going to go to higher levels. By the looks of things, we could actually, and let's put this weekly naked point of control right there on Aptos. So we got that level. We've got a series of levels here, daily levels, naked point of control on the weekly. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good to attempt to come to the highs. This is a classic move, breakdown. We've broken down. We're gonna, you know, that is it. We're gonna start moving here to the downside, get people shorting aggressively, and then bang, blast off to the highs. So would expect Aptos to actually hit the highs, no doubt, in the next couple of days, that if it's not hours. Classic bear trap right there. Boom, breakdown, resistance, bang, move up. People start shorting here, the breakdown, expecting here the kiss of death, right? Not the kiss of death, sorry, the scene of the crime. Kiss of death is on moving averages. Scene of the crime right there, and then boom. So looks pretty strong, to be honest, to try and come and hit the highs at the moment. Could we get a small little pullback at the 618? Oh, it's just hitting the 618 right now. So if that pullback does not happen right now, we're looking here for Aptos to actually pierce through and claim the highs created here on the 26th of October, basically yesterday. Looks quite bullish in my opinion. Looks pretty bullish. Really nice double bottom. Oh my goodness, look at this textbook double bottom on the lower time frames. It could not get more textbook than this. Beautiful double bottom right there. Bang, in between yesterday and today. Bang, bang, breakout. Up we go. Projected target. We have the width right there. Yeah, this is likely going to go to higher levels. Likely going to have an attempt in testing yesterday's highs. Looks bullish. Looks bullish. Now, question is, how are the highs going to be tested? We got a daily level slightly above the highs. So you could expect a quick pullback. Kind of a liquidation event from all of the bears that look, oh, this uptrend has broken. Bang. Then bang, bang. Definitely a shorting zone right there. You need to be very, very careful. These altcoins can be massively volatile. You know, usually when they break a high, you know, those wicks are pretty evil. This is why I do not trade altcoins. They are evil. They are evil. I do not like trading altcoins because you're waiting for an SFP or something and then this is created. And you're like, what the hell? I don't want to trade this. This is a massive swing failure pattern from the highs. But, you know, hey, do I want to enter a short here with this move? It's like, oof. No way, Jose. 618 getting resistance a little bit now. But, you know, this is why the wick here that could happen at the highs can be pretty explosive. It can be like, poof, and then come down. And it's like, you know, where should I short? The wicks are a bit too much. Overall, they do reject, you know. They do reject nicely. Look, every single high has been rejected, right? So this high, move up, reject, get beneath it and have a large move. This high, move up, back down. This high again here, up, down, down. This one here, up, down. This one, up, down. This one, up, down. This high, yeah, you would assume the same thing, right? You would assume up, down. However, you know, how far can you go down? Well, obviously, you would have to take a look at support levels. You know, if the overall trend is bullish, you cannot have, you know, if you're basically getting into every single swing failure pattern here from the highs, you need to have some, you know, you need to realize, hey, this isn't a massive uptrend structure. So you just need to take profits at, you know, at the support trend line, basically, of higher lows. Right, so yeah, alts at 20x is the best. Yeah, are you a successful altcoin trader? That is the question. I am not. I am not an altcoin successful trader. So consistent anyway. I can make, you know, I can get into some trades. Missed this long. It's pumping. Aptos low time frame. Yeah, missed the long. It's getting a bit of a reaction here. A bit of a reaction at the 618 Fibonacci from the pivot high. But it does look like it wants to pump a little bit more. Beautiful reset at the 61865. Little rejection of a few cents. Getting a bit of a reaction. I would expect this to go to higher levels. Even though you might think, no, this has broken the higher low support structure. Yeah, but technically, I do think it will likely go to higher levels. Maybe a small little pullback here at the 61865. It did get the reaction, but it does look like it wants to attempt to go higher. I did take a look at ADA at the beginning of the stream. When long, when short, master? Well, on Bitcoin, I'm just going to be quite patient. I'm not going to trade any altcoins. I'm 1% profit already today, 0.98 to be exact. But yeah, I mean, the next trade setup is we could successfully break out from this resistance. You know, a trading plan that I would look at here is if we successfully break out from this proven resistance today at the previous day point of control in daily open, it's going to be boring waiting for it, guys, but it's worth the wait. This is, you know, trading is boring, but it's worth the wait. You know, you need to have some levels, some zones, some plans. That is going to be boring. You might be hours or even a couple of days waiting for that zone if it's too far away from the price, but it's worth the wait. I personally think I'm gonna, you know, I do see a plan here where if you break out successfully from the previous day point of control and the daily open that has provided resistance today consistently, creating these lower highs, you break out from here with a significant volume, there's likely going to be a bounce. Of course, there is the possibility of a fake out, but fake outs will be relatively easy to detect. It might be very, very fast, right? And not much of a move. But if it's a breakout like this, boom, and it goes like, you know, $150 above the level with high volume, then it's like, yeah, this is going to continue up. So that retracement is the moment you want to step in. The problem here is your stop loss a lot of the times, right? Because you could get a bit of a volatile move here and then continue up. You're just going to have to be patient here to see the rejection and the reaction. So, but I do see it very much a possibility. On the other side, there is a fake out. The price action has low volume. The price action doesn't get very much above this level and then starts rejecting and getting inside of the zone. That is a short trigger because this could scale down to the lows again. For a successful breakout, yeah, it needs to pump aggressively. Let the price pump. Let it get out. That's how I would detect this successful breakout. Anyway, there was a quick little scalp today on the live stream. Just $120. Happened live at the beginning. Talked about that level. Check it out, guys. Education. Everything is education. Talking about levels, how you can do analysis on the chart and look for the next setups. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. That has been it for today. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We did talk about a few levels here on the live stream. There is a very interesting level here at $33,200. It is also the 7/8 Fibonacci from this pivot low right there to this pivot high. I will personally set some alerts at this zone because it's, you know, this low over here and the 7/8 from the rise of the low right there to the high. I like it. I like it for a quick little bounce. It might be $100 or $200, but we can scratch some dollars from that level, no doubt. And obviously, if we do break down from the support here successfully with high volume, I would be looking here for a scalp short to basically, you know, move down here. Of course, there is the value area low of this trading zone, right? You might just test this low, right? That would be funny. That would be, that would be pretty interesting because the value area low of this trading zone is sitting right there. So could you break down here and test the value area low of the zone, test this low, and get the rise? If volume is low, there's no doubt I would be looking for a long here. You know, only if we do reject, only if we hit the level and we bounce. Remember, you're getting in at the lowest level possible and you're managing risk very well. If it bounces, then you're making a 2-3 to 1 risk reward. But you need to get in at very, very low levels. So it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Could be an epic fake out as well. Paying attention at these two lows where the value area low is. It's another level of interest. Anyway, guys, going to wrap it up. Breaking. Andy, do you use Bookmap? No, I don't. I'm really not too bothered about liquidity maps. We've left a huge amount of liquidity down at $26,000. What happened? We left a huge amount of liquidity down at 25K. We had a wick up to 30K and then came down because of that fake news. And there was speculation as in, that's it. We're coming down. We're going to much lower levels. We are going to go to 26K to get that liquidity. We pumped $6,000 and left that liquidity down there. So, lot of liquidity. There's a lot of liquidity on lower time frames here beneath $34,000. So yeah, I mean, could we break down? Absolutely yes. But the rise that we had the last few weeks, you know, left all of the liquidity here at 25, 26K. It's building up now. No doubt there is a lot of liquidity here. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. If you want to join the Legends community where I post daily updates and possible scalping scenarios, possible levels, just being transparent with my trading plan. The latest one has been this one right over here, which has been a small little scalp. It was just a few hours ago talking about this level. Hey, I'm interested in this low to come and rise here to test here. Obviously I try and attempt and breaking out, but we just consolidated, got resistance. So it's like, take profit. A daily open, you know, previous day point of control, you know, talking about those scenarios. This happened very, very nicely. You can see that, you know, really nice test of the low and getting the rise. Just small little ranges and talking about risk management, you know, post videos every single day on setups, on updates. If you want to join the Legends, guys, you got the link down below. That is where I provide, I think I provide great information. You know, sometimes setups don't play out. Sometimes we're talking about setup here and then the price just never reaches that zone. Well, then we'll talk about another setup down here, right? It's all about making trading plans every single day. You got the Legends community, guys, down below. It's the third link, Legends trading community, guys. We got to be one of the most active, you know, trading communities out there, you know, with video updates, scalping scenarios. And yeah, feel free to join, guys. Thank you. And I will see you in the next one.